Well, I tried to go live with Instagram and YouTube at the same time. I had an okay boomer moment. Oh, so currently we're up $1,000. So I gotta change that. We are on a 4-minute delay, everybody. Actually, make this a little bit bigger. I don't need you guys to see that portion. So let me see if I can just make it a little bit bigger. There we go. I could just... Let me see if we can get another Big O going. We'll do a 1-2 Big O as well. Oh, look at this pot. Complete wrap. Ace is over. Huh. Let me see. Nope, that's not it. Oh, we have sixes full. We're going to check this one. Be a little cheeky. Wow, we get checked raise. I mean, unless he's got tens full. Like, is it too tight for me just to, I think I'm going to mend click it. Unless he's got nines full and I'm going to puke. I mean, I guess I could have just called him at half pot. He's probably got 6-9. I mean, even if he's got pocket nines, I don't think he can re-raise. No, he's just bluffing. Just bluffing. Either that or he had ace-6. Or who knows? But... I'll take it. How's everybody doing tonight? Just still trying to get this whole microphone thing figured out. Maybe I just need one of those things sticking out from the wall. Look at this. We got ace, king, king, deuce, deuce, double suited. This is a on the button, 3-betting hand, $2,300 deep. Decent flop for us. He shouldn't have too many 7-8 combos as being the original raiser. And we're going to keep it about the same. Well, ace deuce 7 now gets 3/4 of our enjoyment. And there's a high spade. I can live with that. All right. Checks twice. I'm just going to go for it. I'm not playing passive this session. I'm not playing scared. Plus, I'm already up 1,000. Like, if I get quartered, I lose 370 here. If I quarter him, I gain 370. He might have, like, ace, deuce, king, X. He obviously doesn't have a 7. He doesn't have a straight. Otherwise, he'd call unless he's got, like, ace, 3, 6, 7. So, yeah. Maybe I should have bet less. Maybe he had ace 3, like 4, 6, king. I don't know. I just felt like I am not going to be... and I'm going to update this every time it gets within 500. Because otherwise, on a 5-10 game, I'm going to be updating it way too much. So currently, we're up 1,700. And we are live streaming. Again, 4-minute delay. I'm going to pull up. I think I'm going to pull up some music here. I did get some water, didn't I? Yeah, I was gonna say. Went and made sure I had a big tub of water. Planning on taking the day off. But, there's some of the things people were talking about, like Berkey, wanting some backstory. Like content creators. They just cover. Of course, I think he just watches Hold'em vlogs. This is what I'm thinking of. But whatever. But I'm just thinking that this Sunday night, 10:30, starting my session, like I was winding down. I was playing video games. These guys were playing 2-4, and then they're like, "Hey, let's do a 5-10." For those of you who are watching, if you ever want me to join you, doing a 5-10 Big O will probably get me to join you. Can't guarantee anything. Look at this. There's $25 in the pot from Aunties. Why is Spice Dog sitting out? I wonder if he recognizes that. Hey, puppies. Looks like the ladies' night is going on. The 25-50 cash game for the ladies on Venetian Poker Live. And let's see. Oh no, my mouse battery is really low on my Mac. All right, we're going to check in here. No, he's just bluffing. All right. The volume sounds pretty good there. We got 7 of you guys watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. We're going to listen to some music. You know what? Why don't we start off with some of Cam's music? Cam's music. Some of it's been published. Some of it hasn't. There's more to the story there. A lot more. But I'm also open for questions. And so if you have any questions, shoot them out at me. Just keep in mind we're on a 4-minute delay, people. Oop, maybe the microphone was muted. Yeah, here's one called Needs.
She's the one that melts his whole heart. She longs to feel his inner touch. It rips her heart apart. They know they love each other. They've known it from the start. But deep down inside, he has his pride, but she protects her heart. A man needs a woman, and a woman needs a man. Although they fuss and fight, they do the best they can. He looks into the mirror and says, is this really me? She looks through his loving eyes, tells him all he could be. He says, you are looking good.
We get a
and I
3-bet.
love you every night. She says, I need a strong man to hold me so tight. And then I say, ooh, then I say, a man needs a woman, and a woman needs a man. Oh, and although they fuss and fight, they do the best they can. Yeah, yeah. Oh, although they fuss and fight, and a woman needs a man. Oh, yeah.
I just wasted $10.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Oh, a man needs a woman. A man needs a woman.
Would I get it? All right, I'm going to look at some of the questions now that we've got some of the songs out. Would I get it all in there with top set when the flush draw and low draw is there? It becomes really player dependent with the 3 queens. It's just really player dependent. Sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. And yeah, the mic is back on. I appreciate that. Sorry, my apologies about that, guys. Let's see. Love you, Josh, but we can't hear you, and you ain't answering my questions, so for that reason, I'm out. I feel like it's mini Shark Tank here. Let me make sure the mic is back on, and then we're going to listen to some more music. There we go. It's back on. Back on. And I'm back. Yeah, so go ahead and ask me whatever questions you guys want. Look at this. We got some limpers. We have Outlaw coming to the table. Yes, I did. I took care of the microphone. I appreciate you guys. But yeah. Let's see. We got 17 of you guys watching now. I appreciate it. Apparently, Sunday is the day that you should stream if you're a poker player. And my mouse battery is really low. Everyone is telling me that. All right. Apparently, I need to charge my mouse battery on my other laptop. We did not flop anything here. Well, we flopped something, but not much. All right, now we're going to listen to the next one. This one's not out yet either.
See the pain in your eyes.
7-handed now.
Reflections of all the tears we cried. I know I wasn't there enough, but I'm ready now to show my love. Oh, I am ready now. I don't wanna go. I wanna stay and work things out. I wanna make it all clear. I don't wanna leave. I wanna hold you tight through my darkest hours and into the light. just words and empty
Hello,
promises.
Gotti.
I see it now.
Thank you for
I
tuning in.
understand. I'm reaching out. Just take my hand. I don't wanna go. I wanna stay right here. I don't wanna go. I wanna stay and work things out. I wanna make them all clear. I don't wanna leave. Wanna hold you tight through my darkest hours and into the light. Let's turn the page and start anew. I'll be the one to see you through. No more doubts, no more fear. I'm here for you. I'm always near. Oh, yeah. We can find a way. Together we'll be okay. I don't wanna go. I wanna stay. I wanna stay. I wanna stay.
Sorry, I was just smiling at the comment by Gexter. Gexter, if you guys don't know, is one of my admired trolls, as in I admire his opinion, even though I disagree with it a lot. He apparently does not like soul music. Soul music just doesn't work with him, I guess. But I don't know. This next one's coming up, I think, is a hit. This one's not out yet, but it will be.
You told me we were fine, well we're not, and I'm breaking. These contradictions in my mind got me shaking. Ooh, you said we'd be alright, well we're wrong, and I'm fading. You took away the touch, the feeling that we belong. We used to have it all, and now it's gone. And I'm searching for a way to break these chains that keep on hurting me now. You told me not to worry, but I did. Now I'm lost.
Jam out of the music.
You took away the love, the warmth, the fire spark. How can you say we're good when we are falling apart? Your words, they cut me deep, tearing at my heart. You took away my soul. Now I'm just stuck in this hole. Can't move on, I'm stuck on you. Can't love someone new. Yeah. Listen. You took away my strength, and left me weak. I tried to find the words, but oh, I just can't speak. Oh, we had a life so pure, and now it's buried me deep. Your love was like a fire that keeps on burning me. Ooh, now I'm left with the ashes. Now I'm molded and I'm growing. Still I hold on tight to the hope that we can keep. Oh, every promise we made now feels so far away. The dreams we shared together have faded into gray. I reach out into darkness, but you're not there to hold. This silence is so cold, it's breaking down my soul. How can you say we're good when we are falling apart? Your words, they cut me deep, tearing at my heart. You took away my soul.
big one with Johnny.
And I'm breaking.
Oh.
These contradictions tear me down.
I did not like that turn. Ooh, I thought that was going to be a big one with Johnny. Did not like that turn. So, yeah. So, I don't know why Gexter he's just pissed off at the world, apparently. Somehow he thinks I'm lying about the delay. There's a 4-minute delay. There's not a delay in the chat. So, if you're in the chat and I see the chat pop up, I'll respond to the chat. Yeah. I don't know. Again, I think... I don't know why he seems to be a very unhappy person. Honestly, I don't waste much energy on people who are that upset at the world. Like they have, I don't know, they have to work on themselves or something, or they had a bad experience, or maybe I played with them. You know, the only thing I can think about is some of my anonymous trolls, because apparently he was saying he had more final tables than, I don't know, all sorts of stuff. And I was just like, oh, share your Hendon Mob, because then I would share his real name, and obviously the guy doesn't want to do that, so whatever. But, you know, Hendon Mob really does not explain poker players. Like, I know it's a good measuring stick for Chad Holloway and Poker News to look up somebody and be like, oh, this person has $500,000 worth of wins on Hendon Mob. You know, therefore they're an accomplished poker player. I mean, 500,000, yeah, it's a lot. It's a decent amount, but profit on that is probably somewhere in the 80 to 120K mark, just so you know. Yeah, Gotti is mentioning to Gexter that he seems like a fundamentally sad person. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's definitely one of my viewers that trolls me all the time. I mean, the guy's probably put in 200 comments on my videos, like all of my videos and my shorts, and he always just trolls me. Like, I don't know what I did to piss him off. He might be one of the guys from Iowa. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn on the music. That's just YouTube music. And by the way, if I've got to play Cam's music in order to get rid of a troll, then I will play more Cam music. But instead, we're going to listen to some Muse Mix. I think that is due. And we're going to turn it down a little bit. There we go. So that way it's just in the background, and then I'm going to go get a cord for my mouse real quick. I'll be right back. There, oh boy. All of my outlets in my house have USB plugs. When I not remodeled, but when we bought this house, we got it on a construction loan, and we had to take it down to the Studs, Trusts, and Joyce. When I say we, I mean yours truly. And then I had to rebuild everything. So yeah, we ended up getting it for like $41,000, and then we had a construction loan for $90,000. Wow. Yeah, that's what we had. So yeah, we put $90,000 worth of materials in here for insulation, studs, paint, drywall. I mean, we were down to the Studs, Truss, and Joyce. Literally had to replace everything. The person who lived here before, there was mold throughout the whole house, so we had to, when I took it down to the studs on the walls, I had to scrub all the studs with bleach and vinegar. All of them. And then air it out, dry it out, and then rebuild. And then I had to replace all the floors. We redid the whole house. Like, there was a bedroom up here, and there was like weird stuff over here. There's, I don't know. I have an upstairs and a downstairs, and yeah, it took me. We moved in here in October, and I think we got it in March. So the better part of 6 to 7 months of remodeling. I missed that series. I did not go to the WSOP that year. I think this was 6-7 years ago, shortly right after my divorce. But what I was going to say is, like, for those people who are like, oh, we want some background information from, we want a story being built from content creators. Well, guess what? I was trying to take the day off. Not really trying, but I was going to take the day off, and then this game pops up. No more day off. Like, now it's Sunday. It's 11 o'clock. I'm wired. I could raise with this hand, but there's not enough low cards, and everybody's limping. This table's playing a little passive right now. So, I'm not going to push it too much when it's this passive. Like, oh, why didn't I push it? Bottom pair, open-ended straight draw, nut flush draw. Hello! Alright. We will pot. Wolfak, hey, what's up, baby? He's just not sad, but dumb. I mean, I don't tend to call anybody dumb because their perspective is their reality. I can appreciate you, Gotti, and don't get me wrong. I'm never going to be upset for you telling one of my trolls to go F themselves or whatever. But I will say, from somebody who tries to understand other people, maybe, like, the only thing I can think about, and I'm going to tell you guys the story about Iowa. I told it in one of the vlogs, but if you've never heard the story about Iowa, sit back, grab a cup of coffee. If you're one of the players on this table listening, you're going to hear my voice. Otherwise, you can just mute me. But he might be one of my trolls from Iowa. Now, why specifically Iowa? First of all, if you guys want to see the absolute worst stop of the WSOP in the entire United States. Now, I have blocking 10s, so it looks like I have a straight here. So I'm going to bet almost full pot. It looks like I have a straight. Oh, God. Johnny either has air or he has the nuts. I'm just going to err on the side of he's playing a little bit tighter than he normally does. But the absolute worst stop on the WSOP is Council Bluffs, Iowa. Yours truly is responsible for changing an entire fucking policy for Caesars properties throughout the entire United States. And I'm just guessing, Gexter might be one of my trolls from Iowa. And if he's not, that's okay. I'm still going to tell you about my trolls from Iowa. So, my brother and I go to, my brother Flounder, to Iowa. Actually, I show up a few days early because we're catching a flight from Council Bluffs, Iowa to Vegas for a bros trip. And they have the WSOP in town, and it's a Saturday. I start playing at 10 in the morning. And if you were listening to my live stream from earlier today when I was doing my chalkboard live stream, I was telling you that when I'd go grind, I would play for like 20 hours at a time. So I show up to Council Bluffs, Iowa at 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, and I start off playing 10-20 Omaha high-low. Limit. 4-card. And then I put my name on the list for PLO at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. 6 o'clock rolls around, and they call the PLO game. Now, before I tell you what happens when they call the PLO game, I'm going to give you a little bit of background information, because if I don't give you background story or background info here, it really doesn't do it justice. The previous night, Friday morning, I'm there at like 5 in the morning. Why? Because I was playing since Thursday. And at 5 in the morning, the 2-3 table is like 6-handed, and then they have like a 5-10 or 5-10-25 game. I think it's a 5-10. I think it's a 10-25 game. I can't remember. That's Hold'em, and it's four-handed. Maybe it's a 5-10 game with a straddle of 25s. That's what it was. And the resident whale says, hey, do any of you guys from 2-3 want to come over? Now, this guy says that. Look at this rap draw here. He says that not realizing that I do have the bankroll to play 5-10-25 quite comfortably. And but it's Hold'em. And he probably said it because he's like, oh, those guys, they're playing for $600. No one's going to buy in for like 2 or 3K over here. And I turn and I say, if you guys do round by round Hold'em and PLO, I'll come over. And the reason why I made him that offer was because the previous day I was playing that Thursday, Johnny with the full pot. I mean, he might have ace deuce 5. I got to see a turn. I kind of like it. I kind of don't. I wish it was the ace of clubs because I pick up clubs. I pick up a... Ooh, Daddy has the nuts straight. All right, let's see if we can value bet Johnny. I mean, if he's got ace deuce, he's never going anywhere. And if he pots it, I'm calling. Like, if he min raises it, I don't know if I 3-bet. Oh, look at that. We got a scooper. So all four of them agreed to do round by round. One of the guys that was there was this huge fish, like super monster whale, punting, like rebuying, going all in the dark for 600 at a time on the 2-3 table or whatever, nonstop, right? And I'm like, that's the guy I want to play against. So I sit down, first orbit's Hold'em, play 4 hands, pretty snug, it's Hold'em. I'm on the button, now we're switching over to Omaha. When we announced that we're switching over to Omaha, keep in mind, we're 4 fucking handed. 4 fucking handed at 6 in the morning. I got off of the 2-3 table that was like 5-handed. Now that it's moved over and I've played an orbit, all the fucking morning OMCs are over there, and now the table's full. The game wasn't that good, but it doesn't matter. I was there playing it. Now I'm playing this game that you promised me you're going to play fucking round by round. The fucking whale that I was targeting... Okay, because as a professional poker player, you target specific individuals, and if they move games, it's okay if you move games with them if you're comfortable with that level of play. Says, I'm not playing Omaha. I said, excuse me? He goes, I don't like Omaha. It's too much of a gamble game. And I'm like, well, the only reason why I came over here was because all 4 of you agreed to play Omaha. He goes, well, I'm not going to play it. I said, that's fine. I'm going to play 1 fucking orbit of Omaha, and then I'm going to bounce. And by the way, when I came over there, they're like, oh, you got to add more chips. I said, yeah, don't worry about it, buddy. I gotcha. And I added on like 2,000 chips. So I had like 2,600 in front of me or something. It was between 2,000 and 2,600. I can't remember what it was exactly. But I fucking added on chips, like, whatever. You know, I don't mind being at the big boys table. Big boys table in Iowa. Ooh, Council Bluffs, Iowa. It's literally the worst shithole out of all casinos besides maybe Oneida. Oneida is definitely the worst in the United States. Oneida and Green Bay. And I love the dealers at Oneida. The dealers, you guys do great. The management is just fucking stupid. We're just going to leave it at that. If you guys want more information on that, ask away. I'll shoot it to you. So in any case, I go, well, I'm only going to play 1 fucking orbit. I'm going to bounce. Okay. The guy that organizes the game. Okay, whatever, man. I get it. It's too high stakes for you. Sure. Well, don't you know, in 2 hands, I double up through his other fucking whale. So apparently there's 2 whales there. Like, straight up double up. The board was like, I think it was like ace 6-8. And I had like 5-7-9, 10. Like, I had a complete fucking wrap with diamonds. And it was like 8-6-8 with 2 diamonds. And he had a set of aces. And we get it all in for like $2,500 or whatever on the flop. I win. We switch it back to Hold'em, and I said, all right, guys, I'm going to play until it's my blind, and then I'm getting up. And they fucking lose their shit. Oh, you're just hitting and running. You're hitting and running. You're hitting and running. First of all, you piece of shit, okay? Because that's what you are, first of all. You're a piece of shit. You don't get somebody off of a different table, make a commitment that you're going to do round by round, and then not do it, okay? I'm just going to say that right now. It's a shitty thing to do. It's angle shooting is what it is. So you know what? Fuck you. I took $2,500 and I was like, You guys don't want to do Omaha. Now, they didn't know I was the PLO professor at the time. They soon found out that fucking afternoon. So I leave. That was like Thursday morning or Friday morning. I leave, whatever. Come back Saturday. Top 2 pair with an ace 4 low is not too shabby. I do have aces, so I'm blocking ace deuce, ace 3. Backdoor spades. And this table's playing a little snug right now. So the next day I go back, 9 o'clock in the morning, put my name on the list. 6 o'clock rolls around. There's like fucking 17 people on the list for this high-low game, right? The resident alcoholic whale, the guy who organized the game, and he's a stone-cold alcoholic. Like, I don't even give a fuck if he's watching right now. He's an alcoholic. He knows he is. Everybody knows he's an alcoholic. And if you've ever played in that shithole Council Bluffs, Iowa, you know exactly who I'm talking about. He comes in and he goes up to the floor and he goes, I want to start a private game on a Saturday while the WSOP circuit is in town. And they start up a private game and he goes, I want to start up PLO. And I was like, I'd like to get in that game. He's like, no, Mr. Hit and Run, you're not allowed in this game. All right. So I go up to the floor supervisor and I'm like, you can't fucking do this. This is fucking wrong. I've been here since 10 o'clock in the morning. Now the floor supervisor, who's just a middle management guy, is like, I don't know what to do. So then I walk out to the casino floor because I'm like, it's a Saturday night. I'm going to find the fucking general manager. And I see a guy in a suit standing there like this. And I see another guy in just a button-down shirt, not in a suit, standing right next to him. And I walk up to him and I say, you guys look like you're the, like one of you guys is the casino manager. And they both look at me and they don't say anything. And they go, I said, are one of you guys the casino manager? And one guy goes, I'm the casino manager. And the other guy goes, I'm the general manager. So I didn't just find the fucking head honcho. I found his boss. I explained to him the situation. I'm like, dude, you got the WSOP in town. And I didn't say the only reason why I'm at your shithole casino. I said the only reason why I'm here is because the WSOP's in town. Like, that's the only reason why your casino has my dumbass in it right now. And this motherfucker is setting up a private game on a Saturday night while your fucking circuit is in town. I said, this is a problem. I said, you can't do this. And he goes, well, my poker room manager is gone for the day. And I said, call him. I said, I know you have his fucking number, right? You have to have his number. Like, you're the general manager. You've got everybody's number that works for you, right? That's just the way it works. He goes, I'm not going to call him because it's his day off, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I can respect that. He goes, but I tell you what, he goes, I'll send an email. He goes, who's the guy who's in charge of the circuit? I said, oh, it's fucking Jack Eiffel. I said, I'll send the email. Give me your email and I'll copy you in on it because I've sent Jack some fucking emails before. Sent him and Jack an email. I go home. I'm like, whatever. The people in Council Bluffs, Iowa, apparently they didn't want any of this PLO action from yours truly. So I go sleep, whatever. Doesn't matter. The next morning, apparently at like 8 o'clock in the morning, there's a new fucking company-wide policy that if the WSOP is in town, they're not allowed to open up a private table in any fucking property because of circuit players. Now, immediately after that, let me tell you, I went to Vegas for like a weekend and then I came back. We have 2 pair, heart draw, and a 23 low draw. I think we're good here. We're going to kick it up just a little bit over half pot. I don't mind a call here. I just don't want him to check jam because I'm calling if he check jams. Oh, well, no, that's a pretty good river for us considering we have the Nutter Butters. Let's go to Value Town. And so, I mean, I might get a set of 5s to call here, or maybe like ace 4, ace 5. Yeah. Oh, I gotta update the goal. So, I go back. We're at 2,800. I fly to Vegas with my bro. We have a good time. Whatever. Come back home. WSOP ring events are going online. And I'm playing them and live streaming them. And I tell you what, I had fucking 20 Gexters on my live stream, which was hilarious in some instances because every time I went all in, people were like, "Oh, you're a fucking idiot. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that." And then every time I folded, people were like, "Oh my god, you should have gone in. You should have gone all in." Yeah, I think I got like 7th in that one or 6th. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I final tabled it, or maybe I didn't. I can't remember. It was a couple of years ago. But this was before WSOP merged with Nevada when it used to be good. When it was just Michigan, it was great for cash games. When it merged, you went from having a bunch of fucking Joes to a bunch of fucking pros. And it was just like, what the fuck did we just do here, people? Like, they thought it was going to be better for tournaments and all this other stuff, and no, it killed the game. Oh. But, so Gexter might be one of my Iowa trolls. And honestly, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I'm happy that they're watching. And if any of my Iowa trolls are out there watching tonight, I'm happy that you're still watching. But they stopped, the rest of them stopped trolling doing what Gexter did. But that's why it doesn't bother me. Look at this, Johnny with the 3-bet. Now what's funny here is Johnny has, once I call this, the pot's going to be like $500. He's going to have a 1.5 to 1 SPR, so he's not folding a lot of flops here. That's one he'll definitely fold if somebody bets, if he doesn't have anything. That's such a bad flop for a 3-betting hand. I could steal it, but I don't know. He's playing a little tight. Maybe if I bet 200, I could take it. But it's such an action card now. It's hearts. It's low. It puts a 4-card Charlie out there. But yeah, so Gexter might be one of my trolls. Hey, what do you know? Nut, second nut. All right, Rocket. I mean, just in case. Like, there's only one ace of hearts. They both can't have it. He's obviously got it. That's fine. I mean, he had $80 left. What did we lose that hand? What did we lose that hand? We lost $342. Plus 43. So we lost $300. Called 400. Got 113 of it back, I guess. But, yeah, that's where we're at with that one. So, my trolls don't bother me. For some vloggers, they bother them. Alright, we're going to kick it up to $50. We're at a position. Why is Outlaw sitting out now? I'll let him know he's sitting out. But let me know what you guys think about that story. Because I don't, like I said, my trolls, whatever, I embrace them. Because I look at it like the way Howard Stern, when he was first on air. People listen to Howard Stern because they either fucking loved the guy and they wanted to hear what he had to say, or they fucking hated him and they wanted to hear what he had to say. But you know what? They were listening to him. So like Gexter, dude watches my videos. I don't care. Like, can you hit the like when you watch it though? That's the one thing. Hit the like and, because it feeds the algorithm. Speaking of likes, how many likes do we have right now? Right now it says we got 2 likes. We got 7 likes and 25 of you guys watching. So if you guys could hit that like button a little bit more. And let's see if we can just run it up. Right now we have a pair of 8s, not low draw, with an ace deuce 4. So even if an ace or deuce comes up, we feel pretty good about it most of the time. And let's just go with the little less than half pot size bet. Okay. This guy's been playing a little loose today. Now we have 2 pair with clubs. 5-6 is a straight. 9-10 is a straight. Both are checking. I mean, I think I got to charge hearts, right? There we go. Yeah, let's charge hearts. Yeah. By the way, if you invested in weed products lately, you might want to sell all your stocks in weed, because this is day 2. Day 2. I know 4/20 is 1 week from now. Happens to be on that one holiday with the bunnies, Easter. But if you invested in weed, yours truly. I don't know if I quit yet. I said I was going to quit. Last time I streamed, I smoked. I even went to town today. Did I go to town today? I did something. I can't remember. No, I went to town yesterday. But even when I was in town, I was like, should I go get some weed? And even today, like, I was just like, do I want to go get weed? I'm like, no. My dogs are barking. But, his voice is nice, but it seems like the instruments is a bit simple. I appreciate that, Wolf. I mean, the thing about his voice, like the soul music, is he has an amazing voice. Honestly, Cam does. But there's other issues with that. I mean, you got to keep in mind with his background, and I'm not going to go into it, but it's not an easy task for him to either be in the spotlight, or for him to make music, or for him to do anything in the public. And I've been working with him on that. And he's not the first celebrity or C+ celebrity or whatever. I don't know what kind of celebrity he is, what rating. I give myself a D- most of the time. When that guy popped up and said, "You're the Venetian poker guy," I texted my wife and I said, "I am now a D+ celebrity. I am now known as PLO professor and that Venetian poker guy. I'll take it." Dogs, you really have to stop barking. The dogs must be like, oh, he's streaming, the music's on, he always talks to us when we bark. Rawr, 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 rawr. Johnny, potting it out here. So, yeah, Outlaw, he still has 42 minutes on his call time. He must be at work, is my guess. He takes care of patients. So, I appreciate you guys watching. Okay, I came back. I got one more question that has been bugging me for the ages. This time about the stud high-low. Oh God, if you're gonna tell me don't split nines and stud high-low when you're on the bubble, trust me, on a 3K mix event, I have thought about that one almost for a year now. But go ahead, shoot. What's your question about stud high-low? And I will tell you this. I fucking love stud. Stud is one of my favorite games. Stud high-low and stud high. The Raz, Wayne, believe it or not, is a fucking Raz expert. Wayne used to play 30-60 or 15-30 when he was 16 years old online before Black Friday. Raz. That's all he used to play. So it's funny because I learn a shitload from him on Raz. But let's see what your question is. I know it's very situational, but if you have two pair on fourth, like queens and fours, and a bigger up card now pairs their up card than bets, do you call down or are you getting out right there? Well, I appreciate the question. I'm going to answer this live, SG. Answering this live. I'm answering it for two reasons. One, reaching all the way over there and typing is going to be extra stressful on me. The second reason, and for those of you who aren't in the chat, if you're just listening, like just say you're driving down the road and you just like the sound of my voice. He's saying in stud high-low you're on fourth. So in stud high-low you get 1 up, 2 down, then you get a total of 4 up and then 3 down. He says if you're on fourth and you've got like queens and fours and they catch a king on fifth, do you call down or do you muck it? Look at this, Johnny with the big 3-bet on the button. I mean, king deuce 3 is a little too tight for me to fold here. Gonna throw a weird bet at him. I mean, is he doing this with aces full? I don't have anything for the high. I mean, if he's got ace deuce 3, I'm fucked. Ace 3, queen, 8. Alright. I almost called there. Like, I just didn't think $85 bet he'd be... I don't know. We'll see. What do you have, queens? Queen, ace 3. Oh, I had king, deuce 3. Man. It's actually a head pre. I could have just ripped it there. But does your opinion change if you're getting another player going low? This is an excellent question, SG. I wish you would have asked it in my dry erase board, because I would have just done the math for you, like right on the dry erase board, and show you how a 7-card stud high-low math works. Kind of like PLO or Big O high-low math works. You always have to take what your low draw is, if you have any low draw, and figure that's half equitable, because you're only getting half the pot for your lows. But in 7 stud, your cards are your cards, your opponent cards are your opponent cards, but you can still figure out things. So it really becomes player dependent. For example, if you have queen, 4, 8, and then they have like king, say they have king 3, and then on 5th Street they get another king. If it's a tight player, I'm probably laying it down. If it's somebody who has just been pushing chips, or if it's a really experienced player who will push chips, for example, like, I hate to name drop, but like if it's Ryan Honig or Donnie, the 7-card stud player, I'm probably calling those guys. I'm not sure. It really depends. Like, it becomes very player dependent. I'm going to play a lot more cautious. And it also depends if it's a cash or a tournament game, too. So if it's a cash game, I'm a little bit more likely to call them, because you can always just reach back for more chips. And it depends on their history of betting. If it's a tournament, I'm probably a little bit more likely to fold. Again, it really depends on the player, but I'm leaning more towards a fold. And it also depends if there's any other kings or any other cards that he has that matches. So, for example, if you're playing 8-handed 7-card stud and he has like king, 3, and then king, and then there's like 2 other 3s that were exposed, I'm probably going to call that. I hope that makes sense. And yes, if there is a third person involved, I'm way... Oh, boy, I don't want to hit click call anything. I'm way more likely to call if there's a third person involved. This is an interesting card because there's no low. It's a fair wager. Wonder if he bet a straight here. He probably bet a straight. Yeah, he bet a straight. He's playing a little snug, too. So yeah, if there is a third player, and it depends on how that third player plays, as well as their up cards as well. So 7 stud is one of those games where you can remember other people's up cards quite a bit, and it affects whether or not you should call or not. Let's say the hands are queen, 4, 9 on you, and the guy has king, jack, king, and maybe throw in a third player with deuce, 6, 7. Well, see, now that changes things. King, jack, king, and a third player has deuce, 6, 7, or 4, 5, 6. I'm probably just getting out of that, especially if you've got queen, 4, 4, and the guy's got 4, 5, 6. I mean, he's blocking one of your full house cards. Yes, I'm going to fold this in the cutoff. But yeah, 4, 5, 6. If that third player's got it, yeah, I'm probably laying that down. Especially if there's 2 players, 2, 6, 7, and then king, jack, king. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna be laying that down. What's the what value do you have of calling? Like, And like again, if it's a cash game or a tournament, that's also going to vary my answer as well. I hope that helps. Just needs a little bit more information, but I would say most of the time I'm going to end up laying that down. Like 7 out of 10 times. If there is a GTO chart for 7 stud, first of all, it'd be like this big. But if there is a GTO chart for 7 stud, I think it would say lay it down. Just like if there was a GTO chart for Big O. Oh my God. And this, my folks, my friends, my viewers, the 20 plus of you that are watching, we were up to 25, now we're down to 21, but this right here is the reason why I think PLO and Big O are going to become more and more popular. No limit hold'em players are learning double board bomb pots before they're learning PLO, believe it or not. And it's crazy. When I was at the Venetian the last time, I was playing a 1-3 game max buy-in 300, and literally one lady had a set of kings and there's like 4 diamonds on the board, and she turns it over and she looks at me and she goes, "I have to fold this, right?" And I was like, I was like, "Ma'am, I can't say anything during the hand. Like, I can't tell you." And so she ends up folding it, but she turns it face up after all the action's done. And I said, "You have to keep in mind in Omaha, you have to use 2 cards, honey." I said that just because there's 4 diamonds out there doesn't mean somebody has a flush. Like, matter of fact, because there's 4 diamonds on one board and 2 diamonds on the other board and no one bet, it's probably likely your set of kings were good. And they were, but she still folded. And that's what Hold'em players do. And that's what new Omaha players do anyways, is they generally play on the side of caution, and they're like, I'm gonna lay this down. Or they think of Omaha hands incorrectly, and they use no-limit Hold'em principles in pot limit Omaha. Okay? And what do I mean by that? My buddy, Premium Hand Sean, perfect example. One of his first Omaha hands, him and I were going over, he tells me he's got like ace, queen, 10, jack, double suited. And he goes, when by the time I call, half of my chips are going to be in the pot. And he goes, so I just decided to jam it all in, because why don't I just see all 4 cards? And I said, I'm like, I don't mind that. I said, but that's really, maybe he had a third of his chips in play. That's what it was. Let's say he has $1,000, and there's going to be 300 in the pot afterwards, right? And he's like, so I decide to just jam, because he's going to have like a 1.x 1 to SPR, a 1-to-1 SPR. Wow, I really like that flop. Okay, let's figure out some numbers here. 3, 6, 7, 8, 6, 10, 14 outs. So I have 14% equity on the low for the not low. And then I need a jack basically for a high. He's got to have a king here, right? Yeah, so my total equity on the pot was probably like 22% if he has the same, depending on what his cards are, obviously. But ace, queen, jack, 10, double suited, and say he's got 900 in front of him, and he's like, I can call the 300, but then there's 600 left, and I have a 1-to-1 SPR. He's like, so there's no flops that I fold. And I said, that's wrong. I said, now you're thinking like a Hold'em player. You need to think like an Omaha player. He's like, well, what kind of flops do I fold? I'm like, 5-5-6, like 5-5-7, 4-4 deuce. And he goes, you're right. And I said, what was the flop? And he's like, deuce 4-4 or something like that. And the other guy who called him had like 9s, like 9-9 ace king or something like that. But my point is a lot of inexperienced no limit Hold'em players will use no limit Hold'em principles while playing pot limit Omaha. And when you use a different principle in a different game, you end up usually getting stacked. I would have thought if the player is with a low hand, you're more likely to fold because you're afraid that your hand is good. You'll get either way. Yeah, with the third player obviously going for a low, I mean, you're only calling to win half the pot, and then you're really hoping that the guy doesn't have kings and jacks or trip kings. When you add the third player, here I thought it was like a hand like king and then a 3 and then a king. A little bit different than a king and a jack and a king, because I mean, even 4th Street shouldn't matter. If you call the flop, you should call all the way to 5th. That's usually one of the general rules in 7-card stud. But if it's King, Jack, King, I'm way less likely to call. Plus 4, 5, 6 or deuce 6, 7. Yeah, it's like the low is almost certainly gone. You know, better off just picking a better spot, basically. That is correct. You do not want to call multiple bets per street. That is absolutely correct. All right, this is an interesting one. What is Johnny floating me here with? Yeah, I guess, does he have a 9 or is he just has a button? I don't even have a kicker. Ooh, I have a good enough kicker. Just throw him a brewski. Throw him a bottle of beer. All right, 27 of you guys are watching now. Let's see if we can get... I tell you what. If we can get all the likes, I don't know what I'll do. But let's just say if we get up to 20 likes in the next hour... I will go. I've been going for 63 minutes now, so I'm going to go for 57 more minutes. Or we need to get 20 likes. If we get 20 likes, I'll go for 97 more minutes. How's that? So right now we're up to 7 likes. We're up to 10 likes. 28 of you watching now. So it helps feed the algorithm. Yeah. So there's that. So I do have a story about Brent Francis. Now, I'm telling you this story for a couple of reasons. One, I'm trying to keep you entertained. Look at this guy. This fucking guy. I mean, he's going to have a 1-to-1 SPR post-flop. I don't really like 9s. 1-to-1 SPR... we'll just... Okay. Low card. Or a 9. Okay, that works. 5 or a 9. We're free rolling. 100% free rolling. Not a big pot. But, well, we're 100% free rolling on the turn. We weren't free rolling when we got it all in, so I guess that doesn't count. The free roll and big pots and the equity counts when you get it all in. Then we'll factor all that stuff in. And before the stream started, I sat down at the table and like within 5 hands, I was up. I think I felted this guy for $1,000 or this guy, one of those two guys. Yeah, it was this guy. This guy 12 apparently. But I tell you what, I hate being sick, but if sickness gets me to quit smoking pot on a regular basis, then it's a good thing I got sick. All right. So I'm going to tell you guys a story about Brent Francis. When we went to Vegas, our little crew, keep in mind, we weren't buying into games for $5,000, mind you. This was a little while ago. This was pre-COVID. You know, we went to the, what was it, the Big 50? Oh, my God. So, I show up to the Big 50 with a bottle this big of Captain Morgan. That's how this story starts, folks. That's right. That's how this story starts. And I set it on the table, and I'm just giving out shots to everybody. And every time somebody takes a shot, I take a shot. And I get pretty loud to where I almost got kicked out of the tournament. And when I busted, I walked around the Rio and told everybody that I appreciated all the fish for registering in the tournament I was going to win. A little bit of a ego on my head at the time. Plus, I wasn't vlogging. So I found out when you're not vlogging and you're a professional poker player, you could be a real dick to people. And there's not that many consequences that can occur. So that was me. Unfortunately, it was just, it's not anything I'm proud of, but it is who I was. Like, my job at a poker table was to fucking needle you to find out what absolutely just lit your ass on fire, and then push that button and then hold it and then push it harder and push it harder and push it harder until you tilted and fucked off all your chips. That's how I used to really get people. Oh, Outlaw's back. And so we're at the Big 50. I bust out of the tournament. The next day, we decide, look at this, Johnny, 3-betting on the fucking button again. Is this like 3 buttons in a row he's 3-betting me with? I'm just going to let it go. I mean, it's 120. I'm going to 2-1 on my money. I'm just going to... I hated that flop. In any case... Oh, no, actually, Jackson. I don't know. It's actually a pretty good flop. Maybe I saved money. I don't know. We'll see. But... or I guess we won't see. We'll never find out. But in any case... So there's this guy named Brent Francis that's with us. Now, if you don't know who Brent Francis is, he's just a guy from the UP who plays hockey, like AAA hockey or whatever. But he's a really dry, humorous, funny guy. So we're walking down the Rio, and all of a sudden, Jake decides to get an idea, and Brent is walking a little bit faster than the rest of us, and there's 4 of us in this group. It's me, Jake, DJ, actually there's 5 of us. Me, Jake, DJ, and Stacks, Johnny Stacks. Look at this fucking guy. Now, the fact that he calls, both of these guys are going to have a 1-to-1 SPR. I don't mind that spot. Wow. I don't know. They have a 0.5 SPR. I have the wrap of the world, but if they have 6 ace deuce, my goose is cooked. Well, does any of them have a 6? No, we're live. Hey, we have a straight. Hold! And we have a flush draw. And we have a flush. We get half. I'll take it. And so Brent Francis is walking a little bit in front of us, and Jake nudges me and he goes, hey, just play along. And then he nudges Stacks and he goes, hey, play along. And I'm like, okay, we're like, yeah, we're going to play along. Now, if you guys don't know who Johnny Stacks is, he was the best man at my wedding. We used to do a lot of poker. I used to travel with him playing poker instead of Wayne because I didn't know Wayne yet. I'll answer your question here in just a second, SG, after I'm done telling this story. I haven't read your question, but I'm going to tell you, I'm going to answer it live. Answer live again. And so Brent Francis is walking a little bit ahead of us, and Jake all of a sudden whips out his phone and he does the selfie celebrity thing. Oh my God, everybody, it's Brent Francis! And he starts like snapping photos, and then all of a sudden, all of us at the same time whip out our phones, and we're all like, hey everybody, it's Brent Francis! And we're like snapping photos. It is so funny because we made such a big deal out of, oh my God, it's Brent Francis. Brent walks up to this lady. This is like 45 seconds after we've done that. And he's like, hey, where do I go to register? And she goes, well, sir, the VIPs go register all the way down here. And he's like, oh, no. I want to register with all the peasants. I want to feel like a peasant today, which was pretty funny. But yeah, so that's why if you watch my vlog from like 2 years ago, some of my early shit, even when like I met up with Brent Francis and we went to Detroit, I actually went with Brent Francis with War Dog, Hound Dog, what's his name? Mike, 84-year-old pro poker player, and and Brent Francis in downtown Detroit. And boy, we stayed in the ghetto, and then we stayed at a place that didn't have an elevator, and we're on the 6th floor. Let me tell you, seeing an 84-year-old war vet try to walk up 6 floors. We had to stop on floor 3. I had to carry all of his stuff. Whatever. I was okay with doing that. Dude served our country, you know. Like, it's a little bit of sweat to me, and he's got bad knees. I mean, the elevator was down. But in any case, that's the story about Brent Francis. All right, now let me see what you're saying here. Just a bunch of guys having fun in Vegas, you know. I suppose that what they did on 3rd Street also matters. Yeah. Good read, SG. What people do on 3rd Street in 7-card stud does matter, or on 4th. But yeah, usually people are gonna, like, if you see the open in 7-card stud, you're gonna get to 5th. Johnny with the 3-bet on the button. This is 4 buttons in a row. I mean, I gotta start punishing him eventually. Alright. I'm gonna bet 50 and then call whatever he bets. I think. I thought he might raise me there. I actually did that to induce like a $300 raise. Alright, well. I guess I should have repotted it. Maybe we could have had a big one. Oh, we didn't adjust by 500, did we? Oh, that's right. 3 looks better than 2. Well, Johnny, you got away with one there, buddy. I was debating. I almost did it. Now he's got king. King, king, ace 3 versus queen, queen, ace, deuce. Kings are ahead. Ace, deuce gets there on the low. So, all right. Yes, what they do on 4th Street does matter. If they completed coming in, then they are more likely to have a split kings. But then again, why am I in the hand in that case? Oh, I mean, this is at one of those points when I just say to my student, like, it sounds like you already know the answer. Like, why are you in there to begin with? Now, if he had a king up and say somebody else had a king, maybe that's why you're in there. Like, why don't we go with that argument? Or maybe he's a super loose player. Let's go with that argument. If he's a super loose player or somebody else has a king, with somebody else having 3 low cards out there, I'm probably just picking a better spot. It just becomes a time when it's like, let's pick a better spot, people. Yeah. I think I'm just picking a better spot. Like, and again, if it's a cash game, I'm probably calling. If it's a tournament, probably folding. And I know that sounds weird, but I've found that in cash games, people play a little bit looser. And that's why I want to get back to this whole Hendon mob thing, okay? So we talked about Brent Francis a little bit. I told you about piece of shit Council Bluffs, Iowa. Also, piece of shit Oneida. If you're ever driving through Green Bay and you're like, hey, I need to stop and go to a poker room, don't. Just fucking keep driving. Whether you're going north or south, it doesn't matter. Now, given the staff is great, the dealers are great. I actually like the dealers. I think they're great. But it was funny because last time I was in Oneida, one of the dealers came up to me. I was just playing 1-2 no limit hold'em. And he's like, you know, we're in the top 10 of poker rooms in Wisconsin. Wisconsin doesn't have 10 poker rooms. But he said that because he watches me. And I know it. And I just kind of giggled. I said, yeah, you guys are definitely in the top 10, all right, in Wisconsin. But they just run a really shitty room. Things that just don't make any sense. Like, whatever. It is what it is. I still go there, though, even though it's a bad poker room. But I usually go there because it's 30 minutes from my mother-in-law's place. But I only go there if there's not a home game going on. If there's a home game going on within 30 minutes of my mother-in-law's place, I'm going to the fucking home game. Better action, better food, better treatment. Yeah, just better all around. So, yeah, they do weird things in Green Bay. But, I mean, it's what people have, so I don't really blame them. I don't blame the players. The action actually there is pretty good. Both in Hold'em and in PLO, the action is good. Like, the PLO action is really good. But we used to have the PLO, like, at a couple of places I can't disclose locations that were home games, like in a bar or something, or somebody's house. And those were some really good PLO games. I had Big Daddy. Big Daddy, if you're from Milwaukee or Wisconsin, you might know who Big Daddy is. The reason why they call him Big Daddy is because the guy's got like 9 or 11 fucking kids. So, Big Daddy. And he's the nicest guy in the world. But he slow rolled yours truly back-to-back hands, 2 hands in a row. Both pots were over 7K. And he did not mean it. And I know what you guys are thinking. Oh, there's no way Big Daddy did. I mean, first of all, if you know Big Daddy, you know for a fact, like, he would never purposefully slow roll anybody. But we get it all in for $3,800. I have a set. Board's like ace 10 5. I have a set of fives. He's got ace 10. We decide to run it twice. He's got ace 10, and he's so focused on his ace 10, like the turn's a 7, the river's like a jack. And on the second run out, like the same thing, the turn's like a 6, and then like the river's like a queen. Really doesn't change anything. Dogs! This was just PLO. And as the dealer's pushing me the first $7,000 pot, he goes, Josh, and he's sitting right next to me. Dogs! I'm going to shut my door so the dogs don't bark. There we go. And he's sitting right next to me, and he goes, Josh, I am so sorry. He's like, I did not see it. He goes, I was so focused on my ace 10, and he lays out his hand, and of course he hits a gut shot straight on one of them. I'm like, oh, that's all right, Paul. Don't worry about it. His name's Paul. We call him Paul or Big Daddy. I'm like, don't worry about it, Big Daddy. You're good. Dealer chops up the pot. Very next hand, we fucking get it all in again for $3,800. This time, though, the dealer wasn't pushing me the pot. I mean, the dealer was literally pushing me the pot. And I remember my best friend at the time, who is in the poker hospital for probably forever. I say forever because he addicted to gambling. He's like, he does the advertisements now for the addiction center up here, Kingsley Agassi. And I'll say his name because I don't think he would ever mind it. But I remember when the dealer was pushing me the pot. It's such a big pot at the time. It's such a big pot. Oh yeah. Oh. All right. Oh boy. Give me a second. It's such a big pot at the time. I remember Kingsley's face just looking at me because he was in seat 1 and I was like in seat 4. And he's just like, he closes his eyes and he's like, yeah. He's like, way to go. As the dealer's pushing me the pot, I'll never forget it because I'm looking at the pot and I can see Kingsley in the background and he's like, yeah. And then Paul goes, I'm so sorry, Josh. My heart sank. My heart absolutely fucking sank when that happened. And then when he did it a second time in a row, I was laughing so hard. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, Paul, I'm like, are you really not doing this on purpose? And he's like, I'm really not doing this on purpose, Josh. I'm so sorry. I kind of like this flop, but oh, I could have really pressured the shit out of him on the turn. Did I have a live 6? I would have had full house with a live 6. But yeah, I got slow rolled in back-to-back hands. By Paul. So yeah. Some people do limp the big pairs though. Yes, they do. In 7-card stud, it is, especially in a tournament. In a tournament, it's not uncommon to see somebody limp with big pocket pairs. Look at this pot brewing. Queen, queen, king, 10, 3. So an all high hand, which right now is ahead. Oh, nope, is behind because he's got a straight and a low. But yeah, have you guys been slow rolled before? Let me see. Then again, some people complete with the king of clubs up representing the kings, but they have 2 low clubs. I mean, true, but even if they have 2 low clubs, like say for example, they have, let's say king, I almost want to say ace. Let's just give the guy an ace, okay? Because if he's calling with 3 clubs and 2 of them are low, it's either like king deuce 3 or, I mean, I guess it could be king 8 deuce. But if it's not one of the cards that also pairs the other guy, you can actually run the numbers out. Like I said, if I had my dry erase board, I'd run the numbers out and show you what his odds are of hitting 2 pair based on what your hands are and what his hands are. I mean, I do have this piece of paper here. I could probably do the same thing here. But it's a 7 stud hand. We're doing Big O right now, sir. But He's probably got like a 40 or I'm guessing around a 40% chance of matching his 2 pair or better. What did Push just say? Game on now. Unlucky till Outlaw must be twisted as fuck right now. Yeah. So. But. Oh, I've got some interesting stories, all right, for poker. The very first time, I'm going to tell you guys the first time I met DJ. And what's really funny is DJ was the quarterback for the Northern Michigan University Wildcats. And he transferred in from, I don't know, different university, AA football. And so his first time playing with me or meeting me, he comes to, at the time I ran a home game. I don't run home games anymore because too much headache. You have to have people show up, and then they don't show up, and then blah, blah, blah. I used to run a fabulous home game. I used to have all the booze, all the food, whatever. This is years and years ago, past the statute of limitations. So any of my trolls out there, they're like, we got the professor admitting that he ran a home game. Plus, in any case. But he walks in, there's myself. We actually had Dr. Ball, who is a professor at Northern. And then we had, like, Nick and Jake. And it was real funny because he's like, I walk in. He's like, and it's just like you see in the movies. He's like, we got the pro poker player. We got the guy who's the professor from the university. We got this really drunk guy that rides a motorcycle. That was Adam Barabee. Oh, my God. It was so funny. That was the first time I met DJ. So if you guys go back, my Life of a Grinder series, Rite of Passage is the title of it. That whole story is about DJ. And if you've never heard the story of the Rite of Passage, I'm going to tell you the story of the Rite of Passage now. And I hope you guys are okay with this. You guys have probably heard this story before. If you guys want me to shut up, tell me to shut up. I'll read it 4 minutes from now when the story's like a fifth of the way through because I'm Scottish and Irish and I tell stories. So, the Rite of Passage, DJ and I go down to Oneida Casino to Green Bay, because it's 3 hours from here, to go play. And I end up getting it. We're playing 1-3 no limit hold'em. I have this crazy ass hand. It's $255 pre-flop. I have ace 7 of diamonds. Ace 7 of diamonds for $255 pre-flop. 4 ways, by the way. 4 ways. 1, 2, 3, 4 ways. In a 1-3 game. And I have like 600 behind. So I'm like, if I hit any of the flop, I'm just going to run with it. It's hold'em, right? The flop comes 4, 5, 6 with 2 diamonds. I jam all in. I get 2 callers. 1 guy folds. We go 3 ways to a run out, and it goes like brick, like 10-10 or 10-9. Or so, no diamond, no straight, no ace, no 7. Like I missed the world. And it's an $1,800 pot. And no one turns over their cards. And I go, fuck, boys, I got ace high. I'm always proud to turn over my shit. I turn it right over. Muck. I was like, fucking ace high for an $1,800 pot. So I announced to the room, because this is when I was a little bit more boisterous. I'm like, hey, like, Daddy just won an $1,800 pot. I used to tell people, like, one of my nicknames was Daddy, because anytime you went on poker trips with me, if you wanted to borrow money, or PayPal me money or Cash App me money, I would give you cash. You would like PayPal me $3,000 and I'd be like, okay, just call me Daddy as I'm counting it out in front of the table. So it just looks like I'm giving you money, right? I actually had some people do that while I was in tournaments that I wasn't even that familiar with, that I just met a couple times. But I'm like, you got to call me Daddy while I'm counting out the money. And in any case, so that night, DJ loses like $800 in poker. He gets super pissed. He gets tilted. He's like, I'm gonna go play some blackjack. So I rack up. I'm like, all right, bro, He's playing blackjack. Now, I'm not a professional card counter. At one point in time in my life, I was, but it's like incredibly boring and it's just challenging and whatever. So, I'm watching him play blackjack, and the count is like -4, -5. It's like a true negative, like 2.5, because how you count cards is you take how many decks there are in the shoe. Like if it's a 6-card deck, you divide that by 6. That's what the count is. If half the shoe's gone and there's 3 deck cards left in the shoe, then you divide whatever the count is by 3, and that's what the true count is. So you have a count, and then you have a true count. Really weird, but if you count cards or if you play blackjack, you probably know what I'm talking about. But in any case, I lean over to DJ because he wins. He puts it on like 50, and then he puts it in, doubles it up to 100, and now he's got like this huge stack of red chips. He's got like $240. I lean over to him and I'm like, DJ, I'm like, dude, just do the minimum bet, dude. The count is like -5. I'm like, this is not a good hand. He's like, I don't care. I'm going to run it up. I don't give a shit, Josh. Just let me do what I'm going to do. I'm going to run it back up. All right, bro. You're 22, 23 in college. I get it. Whatever. Well, you guys already know he goes bust, of course. We drive home. And when we were on the way down to Green Bay, I asked him, I said, how much is in your bankroll? And I said, just be honest with me. He's like, oh, $3,000. Now, this might be one of the reasons, one of the fundamental principles. Johnny bets full pot. I have 2 double gut shots and a low, and he calls. 6 outs to the nuts. So my high equity is 24%, but I get there right there on the turn. Maybe it's no good. Johnny just still fires. Ooh, don't like that river. So he loses, a total of 3 buy-ins, $900 plus his blackjack money. And we're driving back, and on the way home, I'm like, hey man, because my rule in poker is when you're on a poker trip, whoever is down the most gets to determine the rules, if that makes sense. In my opinion, like if you're stuck $3,000 and your buddy's up like $500, fuck what your buddy's opinion is. You're stuck $3,000. And I know the valid argument is it's his time too, blah, blah, blah. No, fuck that. If you're stuck $3,000 on a poker trip and your buddy's up 500 and you want to go to the movies, go to the fucking movies. If you need to take a break, you want to go to a strip club, go to a strip club. I'm that fucking guy. I'm the type of guy that's like, yeah, whatever. We'll figure it out, So DJ's like, I want to go home. I'm like, all right. We'll fucking go. We're planning on being here for like a day or two, but, come down here for 5 hours and then bounce. All right, whatever. I don't mind driving. On the way back, he's like stressing out. He's like, oh. And by the way, DJ plays professional poker, by the way, now in Arizona at Talking Stick. He's a 3-5 grinder there lots of days. And he goes, Josh, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know what you're going to do? I'm like, you still got $2,000 in your bankroll, bro. I'm like, I've lost a third of my bankroll before. I'm like, when you're in college, your bankroll's a little bit lower. I get it. Just stop fucking playing blackjack, man. He goes, nah, man. He goes, I don't have a fucking dime to my name. That's what he said. I don't have a dime to my name. I'm like, oh. I'm like, well, if you want... I said, matter of fact, one of my houses that I own, that I have tenants, that just moved out, I was going to clean it, but then you wanted to go down to Green Bay, so I was like, clean a house, go to Green Bay and play poker. Go to Green Bay and play poker is fucking winning. And I said, I tell you what, show up at the house tomorrow, I'll pay you to clean it. I said, I got to do some maintenance over there anyways. I got to put up like curtains and shit or whatever. I don't know what the fuck I had to do something. We don't flop anything here. And I said, so come to my house and I'll pay you $15 an hour. More than minimum wage. So he shows up. The first thing I do is there's this wash tub basement. Now I can definitely 3-bet this, but Johnny is full potting it versus just a standard raise. So I'm playing a little nitty here. So he shows up. Now, this tub at my place, it's a wash. It's like a laundry tub, you know. The guys that lived there for 4 years had band practice in the basement every Friday night or Saturday night or whatever it was, once a week, maybe probably twice a week, honestly, because they would jam out. And instead of going upstairs to use the bathroom, they just piss in the sink for 4 years. You want to know what the value of $1 is when you're a broke poker player and you're scrubbing out a laundry sink that smells like piss for $15 an hour? That is the best lesson that motherfucker has ever learned, and he will tell you that today. If he's listening right now, like if he's at a fucking poker table and he's shaking his head, he's like, "Yep, that fucking day I learned the value of $1." Because, dude, he was like, first he was like, "Oh my god, this smells horrible." So I gave him gloves, I gave him bleach. I was like, "That fucking shit better smell like bleach when you're done with it. It better smell like roses," you know, the whole 9 yards. And it did. And then when he was done with that, they had a fridge right next to the laundry sink with a turkey and a gallon of milk that was 4 years old. And I said, that needs to fucking smell like roses too. And I told him, I said, you're going to understand at the end of this never to fucking play blackjack again. I said, every fucking time you think about playing blackjack, you are going to smell piss. I think if you asked him today if that's the case, I think he would admit it. V-shot with the call. All right. Second nut. Well, I mean, there's one hand that beats me. Oh boy, keep it red. All right, we got free rolled. 100% free roll. Woo! We are 1 for 0 on free rolls. How big was that pot? We got free rolled on the turn when clubs came in. So, was it a $2,600 pot? So we're going to go, we're 1-0 for a tie. Whew, we dodged one there, eh? Well, I guess we were free rolling to a deuce. Is that right? He had ace deuce, so it's not 100% free roll. So I can't really count it, because if a deuce comes, I scoop. So he can lose money, so I'm going to scratch that out. But that was about as close to a free roll as you can get. What do we have here? We have X-Boy. All right. All right, fair enough. What is the call time? He hasn't played a hand yet, so it hasn't come up yet. But, yeah, so that was the story of the rite of passage with DJ. And I haven't talked to him in a while. I probably talked to him like a month ago or so. But I guarantee you, if like when I see him in the series, he's told me almost every time I've seen him, he's like, by the way, that was the most valuable lesson I have ever learned in poker and bankroll management in my life. So AI was saying that one of the most common searched poker vlog out there is bankroll management. So maybe I'll do like a dry erase board on bankroll management, I think. Or maybe I'll do life of a grinder bankroll management and say, just go fuck off all your money in blackjack and go scrub a tub that's been pissed in for 4 years and you'll never play blackjack again, or baccarat or sports or whatever it is. You know, the great downfalls of poker players: cocaine, hookers, baccarat. Those are like the three, maybe not hookers. Hookers don't really kill your bankroll, but cocaine and baccarat will definitely kill your bankroll. Me personally, I don't snort anything up my nose. Matter of fact, I did a whole video on life of a grinder for addiction. because it's something that we as poker players do not talk about nearly enough. And just all forms of addiction, like addiction to Adderall, Ritalin, phentermine, things like that. But the last couple times I've been in Vegas, like, I just stopped taking my phentermine. I was like, screw it. I did take it in February. I had a day in February where I lost $10,000. It was the day after my meetup game, or me and Wayne's meetup game. It was on a Sunday. I lost like $7,000 live and $3,000 online. And I just remember saying, what am I doing? Jesus Christ. I was like on day number 8 or 9 in a row on phentermine. Phentermine tells you one of the side effects when you take it for a really long time is fucking delirium. Like, you get delirious. Like, you start, I don't know. I stopped taking it. After I lost 10K in one day, I was like, fuck that. Now, you guys saw me on the stream 3 days ago lose 9K. I was not on any phentermine there, but I was a little stoned, but I was also running into it, and I was playing bad. There's a combination. When you play bad and you run bad, you're going to fucking lose 9K. If you just play bad and run okay, then you're going to lose like 5K. If you play okay and run okay, then you're probably going to win a little bit. You know? That's what the bottom line of that was. All right. We got Plugin Baby by Muse. We're going to change the music here. Let's pull up some... You know what I really want to listen to? There we go. So this is actually one of my favorite songs. I love this song. This should have been our class song. Instead it was fucking Freebird by Leonard Skinner or something. Should have been this one. God, I don't think I've ever seen this video. I'm sure I've seen this video. Interesting. All right. So let's go back to that 7-card stud hand. Let's say he does have ace, king, 3 of clubs. Okay? And the turn's a jack, 4th street's a jack, and then 5th street's a king. All right, so I'm just going to break this down here now. Fuck it. So we have king, king, jack, ace, 3, ace, 3 of clubs, king of clubs, and we'll just say the king of diamonds, jack of spades. Oh, fuck. I don't want to fuck up a hand while I'm doing this. We flop not low with obviously a wheel draw. Give me a 9 or a 10 would be nice. Or a 5. Oh, this guy's just fucking... I got 2 4s in my hand, buddy. Well, I guess I guess I'm getting quartered. I'm losing a little bit by calling, I guess. Fuck me. The 6 on the river gives him fucking $500. I guess he could have had a heart, too. Now we're 0 for 1 for free rolls because he wasn't 100% free rolling me. We get a 10 or a jack, we get 3 quarters. The only thing that loses us is a heart or a 6. Alright. King, king, jack, ace 3. And then you've got queen, queen, 4, 4, 9. And then the other person's got deuce, 6, 7. We'll just say XX. We don't know what the other fucking cards are. Because let's assume he doesn't have a 4. Because if he's got a 4, it's almost an insta-fold, right? Yeah, I'm not sure. Alright, so how you factor this in is there's 52 cards in a deck. Right now we know what 13 of them are. So there's 39 left. Right? He's going to have 2 more pulls to hit a king, a jack, an ace, or a 3 are running clubs. Well, there's 3 3s, 3 aces, 3 jacks, and 2 kings left. So just to get 2 pair, he has an 11 out of 39 and an 11 out of 38 chance of getting 2 pair. Okay? So that means he actually has like a 53% chance, even if he doesn't have 2-pair at the time, 50 to 55%, give or take a little bit, to end up with 2-pair. Now, that doesn't factor in that he could end up with clubs or even a straight, even though you have 2 queens in your hand. It's unlikely. But it's one of those situations where 53% of the time he's still going to beat you unless you catch up. You know, assuming you have 4 outs to hit a full house, 4 out of 39 and then 4 out of 38. And really, it doesn't become 4 out of 38. It's really 4 out of 36 because you get to see the other 2 opponents' cards. And same thing, instead of 11 out of 38, it's 11 out of 36, assuming one of those other 2 cards of your opponent does not match the 2-pair that you're drawing for. But yeah, so he's probably going to have a 53% chance or so of hitting 2-pair. And to get 2 more clubs after 5th Street, I don't know what your suits were with Queen 449, or Deuce 6-7. But if we assume there's 2 clubs out there, that means there's 8 clubs left out of 39. So you're going to have an 8 out of 39 plus an 8 out of 36. Or 8 out of, we'll go 7 out of 36. 7 out of 37, because assuming you go running back-to-back clubs. So yeah, his total equity is around 60 to 62%. Don't quote me on that. But it's above 60% against your hand, against queens and 4s. I hope that answers your question, SG. I hope breaking it down like that makes sense. If it doesn't, let me know in the comments, and I'll see what I can do. Now we're heads up, and I have the Ace of Hearts. Okay, and there's 2 high cards. You really shouldn't have any of this. He has some of it. What the hell? I don't get it. Alright. I'm not calling. It's just, oh boy. I guess I should have just peeled. If I peel one off, I'm never folding. Why couldn't I have an Ace of Hearts? Why couldn't I have a suited ace there? I just went to the next video. Alright, everybody. It is midnight. And I am going to lock up this win. We are up 2,000. I have not won on a stream in a really long time. And I'm going to book this fucking win. So we're going to end this stream in 4 minutes. It's a little sudden, but we're approaching the 105-minute mark. We're finishing a stream ahead. It's about time. And, yeah, I'm just going to lock it in. So